take from my bed to the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8. Will today be rough or will today be great? 9, 10, 11, 12. Lately I've been going through hell. 13, 14, 15, 16. Today's the day. Are you coming? Are you sick of being normal? I'm sick of being average. I'm sick of being mortal. I'm about to be a savage. I see a lot of things that I want, I will have them. I got a new mindset that I just established. I'll march through the cold with the nails on the pavement. I'll shovel that coal just to get out the basement. My story will be told, helping others make changes. I'll be so bold, they will watch in amazement.
Am I gonna face it? Am I gonna chase it? Am I gonna start over? I keep waiting. Time is limited, quickly fading. Get my mind right, it's my time to take it. Am I gonna face it? Am I gonna chase it? Am I gonna start over? I keep waiting. Time is limited, quickly fading. Get my mind right, it's my time to take it.
Got my foot up on the pedal, pushing hard to the metal. Make a deal with the devil, channel rage through my vessel into something that is special. Energy of a rebel, going up a level. I just wanna be greatness, I could feel changes. Turn a new page and tie up my laces. I will be the bravest, break out of my cages. I will not be nameless, I will not be aimless.
Am I gonna chase it? Am I gonna start over? I keep waiting. Time is limited, quickly fading. Get my mind right, it's my time to take it. Am I gonna face it? Am I gonna chase it? Am I gonna start over? I keep waiting. Time is limited, quickly fading. Get my mind right, it's my time to take it.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome back to the Locked In Podcast, episode 207. I want to welcome back Matt Lee back to the podcast. Matt, what's up, my brother? Thanks for coming on tonight.
Dude, great to be back, man. I always love that we time this up around the warmer months. It's always a good sign that summer's right around the corner.
I know, man. I think the first time I had you on, it was actually in the summer, and then like the last few times you've been on here, man, it's been like right in that spring season where we're gearing up, for the summer, trying to get in shape, right? That's where everybody's at.
Yes, sir. It's always a good time, man. As always, I appreciate the opportunity to be on the show.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you taking the time. I always think of you these times of the year now because I'm like, it's already that time of the year. I'm like, let me reach out to Matt, man. So
it comes up quick, bro. It really does. It really does.
It truly does. It truly does. I actually would have told you behind the scenes. I actually do the podcast now with a few of my buddies. Me and George used to do it together. I still have him on as guest time to time, but we don't co-host it anymore. So I have some other friends I'll co-host it with. So just be me and you tonight, but
awesome, man.
Yeah,
awesome.
Man.
Conversation.
Yep. So, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, you're not already subscribed, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. We've been getting some good new subscribers on YouTube, which is great. If you're watching and you see what you like, hit that like button. It really helps us out with the algorithm too. And hit that notification button, turn notifications on if you like content related to personal development. Sometimes we cover sports on here. A lot of it is personal development, though. If you're watching on Facebook, I'm assuming you're already part of the group, so thank you for that. Still hit that like button. It really, really helps us out. And either if you're on YouTube, Facebook, whatever platform, and you see something you want to contribute to the conversations tonight, feel free to comment below. If you're on YouTube, we can throw those comments on the screen. Facebook's a little bit more strict with things now, so I just have to kind of read the comments. I can't throw them up. You know how meta is nowadays. It's like everything's become super strict with Facebook. So I'll still monitor Facebook and throw some comments up if we get any in here tonight. But guys, enjoy the show. So yeah, man, we can just hop into it. Matt, usually when we bring Matt on, we'll talk a little bit. Matt is a certified, fitness coach. He has a brand, Make Waves, right? Make Waves is
Yep.
your brand.
Make
Yep.
waves.
Yep. So that's his fitness brand. He's got I know you had last time I spoke to you, it was you and it was I know it was your wife and then another coach. You guys just 3 people right now, or do you have any other coaches on there?
It's still us 3. Yep. So it's my wife Taylor and my brother-in-law Andrew. So yeah, little family business we got going on here. So
dude, I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, I know yeah, Matt is a hustler. I know when we talked about, where you kind of came from, I know you when you started your business, you were kind of working a full-time job, right? And then you eventually were able to expand to the point where you could just kind of do this full-time, right?
yep. Yeah, I was working at Google Analytics. So I was working like as a paid search coordinator in Westchester, Pennsylvania. And again, I live in New Jersey, so it was a little bit of a drive every single day, which definitely was a bummer. But yeah, when I was doing that full time, I was not knowing I was building this brand on the side. I was just kind of doing this for fun, just documenting like my bodybuilding show preps on YouTube and social media. Not knowing that I was actually building a brand behind the scenes. And it was just one of those things, man. People were just reaching out, looking for help when it comes to their workouts, when it comes to their diet. And, I did it for free for a little bit because I didn't know, 1, you can charge money for this. And 2, I didn't feel comfortable taking people's money at first when it comes to like offering advice. Cause dude, I was still new in the space. I didn't know what I was doing half the time. And I had a coach. But yeah, bro, it just kept kind of building and building and building. And I was able to go full time with this back in 2019.
I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, it's like it's almost like you're able to kind of combine the passion. You're like, hey, this is something I can actually, turn into a business and be able to make money out of. So
yeah,
it's always great, man, when we can turn like our dreams just into like an income source. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, and like it was funny, man, because I never expected this to happen. Like I went to college for marketing and entrepreneurial studies because I always had like a business type of background, like with what I was doing as a kid, like down the shore selling bait to tackle shops. Like I knew I wanted to potentially work for myself one day, but I didn't expect for it to happen. Again, not knock on wood, but I didn't expect for it to happen this quickly in regards to where Make Waves kind of has grown over the past few years, which is again, it's a blessing. But to your point, Steve, it's a lot of hard work, dude. It's a lot of hard work. So
it is for sure. That's awesome that it came so quick. I feel like a lot of people I know that have like started businesses, it's how it's happened for them. They thought, by this certain age, like I'll do this. It's like, but sometimes it's like the opportunity just presents itself and it's like, hey, I'm going to go full speed ahead. But
no, for sure, man.
Well, I was going to say with entrepreneurship too, a lot of people, they tend to, that's a word that gets thrown around a lot, but a lot of people like, oh, I just want to work for myself. But there's a lot of hard work, like just to a point that comes along with it. People don't even want to work 40 hours a week. It's like, all right, well, when you run your own business, it goes a lot even deeper than that,
Yeah, dude, it's funny, man. Like I'm at the point now, which is a blessing that I'm not working as many hours. Like when I say not as many hours, like I'm still working way more than when I was working like a 9 to 5, at my desk job, like that doubled as soon as I was able to go full time with this. Cause there's so much more I was able to do that I wanted to do. But being able to have help now and being able to have like systems in place, automation, AI has been an incredible blessing over the past, year when it comes to like outreach. But I'm finally starting to get some time back, which has been nice, man. I can kind of, focus on myself and starting to play golf and getting more involved in the gym. It's been nice, dude.
Yeah, man. I always get to see your stories, man. You always got some type of golfing going on. Man.
Oh, dude. Anytime that I can get out and play, man, I'm doing it. I suck at it, but it's just being out with the boys and just like in nice weather. It doesn't get better than that, man.
Yeah, man, that's all it's about, man. I know most people I know to play golf, like they're not like great at it. They just do it for the experience, man. You go out and you get to have a good time. That's what it's about.
It's the best, but that's nice because again, like I'm starting to have time back to go do that during the week or during the weekend whenever my buddies are free. So I'm like, this has been nice.
Yep, and you deserve it, man, because you build up to get to that point. That's the thing. I think a lot of people don't understand in the beginning. It's going to be it's going to be a lot. It's really taxing. When you're first launching and just starting off, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's been 10 years, dude. I started this back in 2016, man. It's crazy to think that next year is going to be our 10-year anniversary. So I'm like, where the heck has time gone?
Man, that's incredible, man. That's crazy. It's crazy. Time flies.
It's nuts. So
yeah, man. So yeah, I know. I mean, you were just like talking behind the scenes here, man. Do you want to share like kind of how like you're kind of expanding a little bit here? Because last time Matt was on here, I don't think you were doing this, right? Like your expansion now. So yeah, we can definitely talk a little bit about it, man. So yeah, I've seen some great things going on, man. How's the expansion looking like for your business right now?
It's been good. So pretty much like what I was discussing with Steve behind the scenes was growth has slowed down, in the areas in the past that we were able to rely on it so heavily. At the end of the day, when we first started building the brand, we were getting a lot of people from YouTube. We were getting a lot of people from Instagram that followed me. We were getting a lot of people from Facebook that, have followed me in the past, or again, were able to find me through like this posting. But we were, we kind of ran that whole market dry in regards to, it's very tough. I know some people can grow on social media like it's nothing, right? In regards to, have a couple viral posts and they take off, which is great, but it's tough to do that, man. Last year I made it like a mission to post every single day, hoping to kind of get some new leads and get some new eyeballs from those platforms. And yeah, we grew a few thousand followers, but it really didn't help us when it came to, of course, getting new people in the funnel and into the business. So one of the biggest things that we wanted to focus on this year was, again, still focusing on social media, still focusing on those platforms, but more so kind of moving to like the business to business route and kind of, again, looking like, hey, where is our ideal client, right? Like they're going to be in gyms. They're going to be, of course, like there's a whole other kind of area that we were like trying to figure out where all these people would be from. But the biggest was, of course, they're going to be in these gyms. And we figured like we have a lot of connections, being in the industry for, over the past, 6+ years now when it comes to like just being full-time in the business, that I started reaching out to like gym owners that I know, people that have like big franchises, just kind of mom and pop studios around the area, just kind of, showcasing, hey, this is what we do. This is what we can do for your members, for your clients on the nutritional side of things. So I don't want to step on their toes with the workouts and personal trainers. But it's been great, man. We've had a lot of amazing opportunities present themselves with this really big gym in Mullica Hill called Wolf Fitness, where we just the other week kind of have signed on full time to be their in-gym nutrition coach. So which has been great because we're offering all their members right now a free nutrition consultation just to kind of help them out. And of course, with that, hopefully sell them on our services. So this has been great, man. Again, it's been different in regards to working with other people, like other business owners, when it comes to just expanding and trying to get, new people in the funnel here. But I could see a lot of a positive outlook to it for sure.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, no, and that's like a unique thing too, like having like your own like nutrition coaches like already like in your gym too. That's actually a really, really cool, unique concept. You don't like see that at a ton of gyms, right? So it's like,
and like, dude, that's why he was so excited, like, because it's a new gym, so he's all pumped up because he's marketing that to new members. He's like one of those things. Hey, if you join this gym, you're gonna get a free nutrition consultation out of the gate, which has been great because a lot of people that are like, scanning the QR code and like, signing up for the nutrition consultation are new members, like people that are just in the door. And again, like they have these goals they want to work towards and they understand that the diet's a big part and they might be confused about it. So we've been having a few calls so far with these people and it's been just great feedback so far, which is awesome. So he's leveraging it too in a good way. So it's kind of a win-win for both of us right now.
That's incredible, man. I love that. Yeah, and that's a thing. It's like, I think a lot of people, especially newcomers, right? They struggle with these things, like, whether it's like exercises or nutrition, different types of things. So people always have a lot of questions. So that's one thing I'll tell people is like, don't hesitate to reach out to somebody, you know what I mean? Somebody that's knows what they're doing, you know what I mean? To be able to help you and guide you.
Oh, for sure, man. And again, I love talking about this stuff, dude. So it's one of those things, man. Anytime that I can help somebody out and just provide as much, value and information as I can, I'm always more than happy to do it.
Yep, exactly. And I'm assuming like, when you work with clients and stuff, it's almost like, at least you hope to get to like, it's almost like a revolving door. More new clients come in. And then when other ones have evolved to a certain level, right, it's like, hey, they're going to kind of do things on their own, right? Once they've hit like certain nutrition goals or certain goals, it's like, but that's the ultimate goal. Obviously you don't want to be, you don't want to just be coaching someone for like 5 years and they're at the same plateau. You know what I mean? You want them to be able to evolve and grow.
Yeah,
and
dude, we joke with them all the time. Like I tell everybody, like, listen, I love working with you. Like it's awesome having them a part of the team, but I don't want to work with them forever, right? Like I want to get them to a point, where they achieve the results that they're looking for and we get them to that finish line. But more importantly, we get them there in a way that they can sustain those results long term. Because if we do that, Steve, like I did my job, right? If they're able to go off on their own and just keep living that lifestyle, I did my job. If somebody like goes off on their own and comes back a few months later, I'm like, damn, dude, like I didn't do as good as a job with this person as I should have when it came to them as, really establishing these habits that it's going to keep them in a good spot to maintain those results.
Exactly. And there's always going to be business no matter what, because there's always going to be people that are struggling in a certain area that
For
are going to
sure.
need help. It's just, it's how it is. Nutrition and exercise, there's always going to be people that need help. And when you do your job, you can those people can also provide those testimonials to other people that might be
Oh yeah.
struggling in those areas, which is
Yep.
great, to help them out.
No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And again, that's a big part of the business, dude. It's all, I would say like 75% of this is referral based, which is incredible. Just because again, like our clients are having a good experience, a good enough experience that they're, happy to, kind of battle for us in regards to just mention how great their experience has been, tell their friends, tell their family. So that's also again, a major blessing in regards to them just kind of backing us up. And of course, having full support.
Yep. Even before I met you, Matt, it's funny. It's like I would hear about you from other people. Like I live in Northeast Philly, and it's like I would just hear people like in the Northeast. You know what I mean? Mike Polchowski, Paul Rizzuto. Like I know people that have like worked with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. It's this whole business started in the Northeast Philly because of Mike Polchowski, man. I feel like every year we always bring his name up. I haven't talked to him in a long time now, but dude, if it wasn't for him, there was probably a handful of clients that I would not have gotten. And he propelled the business so far for me because I guess a lot of people knew him and they're like, dude, you're freaking shredded. Like, what's going on? He was like, Matt Lee Fit. And he was just pumping people in.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he was a blessing, man. That's what you need, that one person that really believes in you, that supports you. And of course, at the end of the day, dude, he was that guy in the beginning, which I'm so grateful for. And yeah, dude, it really helped out to kind of get things going here.
That's incredible, man. Yeah, sometimes that's what you need, right? You just need someone that can be like that push, especially in those early stages. That's incredible. I didn't even know that, but that's funny, man.
Yeah, dude. It's because like Paul Rizzuto, he's still on the team. Devin Yoke, she's on the team. John Yoke, he's on the team. Like there's still a lot of Northeast Philly people that have been on the team for like 3 or 4 years now, man. So it's cool to see that still be the case for kind of the OGs. So
that's awesome, man. I love that. I love that. I'm trying to think. Yeah, we were gonna talk a little bit about like some evolution based stuff, like this in like the nutrition and fitness industry too, man. I just say like I guess I'll ask like from your perspective, like what's something like on like the nutritionals, like some things on the nutritional side, man. Like I know it's evolved like crazy. I know it's there's a lot of things you could touch on, but what are some of like the like ways that you would say like I guess like nutrition has changed in the industry, man, because it's crazy. There's like so many different hacks now that you can use, like tools that just weren't available like a long time ago. If you look in the days of Arnold and like when like like Ronnie Coleman, like all the days like when people were bodybuilding back then, it's just a lot different now.
Yeah, no, dude. I mean, I'll say I don't know if this it does directly tie to nutrition. So I'll start with this, but like weight loss injections, Ozempic, Wegovy, all that stuff. Like that's the past year, man, that's been huge in regards to, I don't want to say like being competition for what we do, but it slightly is, which has been interesting for us to kind of adapt to that and kind of pivot around that, because we have clients that are taking these injections. We, have people that are reaching out to us that have taken those injections and just for whatever reason can't sustain their progress anymore. So that's been a lot to kind of adapt to, if that makes sense, when it comes to what those injections do. And don't get me wrong. I think there's good behind them. And I also think there's a lot of bad behind them. So that's been, again, a big thing for us this year, that it's like, oh man, this is new and this isn't going anywhere anytime soon in regards to a lot of people, being able to have access to this. It's very expensive, even through insurance, which is always mind blowing. But with that too, it's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. So right. That's been big for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say the one thing like I love about your brand, man. Like I said, I've had like you and a couple other people come on here that are like fitness coaches, but like the one thing I love about your brand is that you promote like kind of the healthy lifestyle thing. It's not really a shortcut. It's nothing like that. Like yeah, there's hacks for like food and stuff like that, but like it's just ultimately you want to build a healthy lifestyle. It's not
100%.
Yeah, not 0 to 100 where you're gonna crash and you're gonna go right back to those habits. It's just building this healthy, sustainable lifestyle, which I love, man. I think that's the best possible approach that you could take.
No, 100%. And like that's the big thing, dude, because like we have a lot of people reaching out about these injections, right? Because again, to your point, Steve, like people want to lose weight, they don't want to put in the work, they're looking for a quick fix, right? And having these injections available to them, of course, is going to be that option, right? And a lot of people do these injections, but to your point, don't actually live a healthy lifestyle. They change nothing about their diet, they change nothing about their lifestyle in regards to they don't work out, they aren't active. But these injections, again, are just going to really suppress their appetite to a point that they're barely eating anything, which, of course, anyone's going to lose weight when they're eating like a chipmunk. and you can't take them forever, right? So a lot of times when people stop taking them or they just can't afford them anymore, unfortunately, they, again, not changing their lifestyle, they put all that weight right back on and then some. And it's just one of those things, man. It's unfortunate, but we're getting a lot of people now reaching out to us that are in that position that they just stopped taking them. They couldn't afford it anymore. And they're just gaining weight like crazy right now because, again, they never changed a single thing about their lifestyle. So, again, to your point, like that, I don't see that going away anytime soon. I feel like a lot of people, I understand why people want quick fixes, but I tell people, you got to be careful with these things. Because, again, I always joke around, if it happens fast, it's not going to last, right? Mm-hmm. So, to your point, man, yeah, being able to build a healthy lifestyle around this and build a solid foundation around all of it, like that's key. No matter what, that is absolutely key.
Yep, absolutely. Because if you're trying to go and like, you're like, my goal is I'm going to lose 20 pounds a month for the next 3 months. It's like, that's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight to try to lose. Like, what are you going to just go like not eat and just do intense cardio? Just get. And I think that's another thing we talk about on here too. A lot of people, a lot of ways is a lot of people used to think the only way if you're trying to lose weight, it's just cardio. You just do cardio, that's it. Yep. It's like, hey, you don't lift weights. Lifting weights it's not gonna help. Now, like people are starting to realize now, like actually strength training has been a way, and I've noticed this for a lot of people I've even known, like it's been a way for them to lose weight, and like they'll do a little bit of cardio to get those steps in, but ultimately it's a balance, and just strength training because you continue, like, it gets your metabolism up, you continue to lose weight even when like at rest, you know what I mean? After you get a good weightlifting session. And a lot of people are starting to recognize that.
Yeah. No, that's been great too. Cause like to your point, Steve, like you burn a lot of calories during that workout, but the afterburn effect, right? You burn a ton of calories long after that workout as your body's healing and recovering, from your workout. And when it comes to cardio and cardio alone, you don't get that afterburn effect. Like, yeah, you burn calories during your cardio session, but you're not getting that afterburn effect, which goes on for hours, man. So yeah, that's a big focus point for those that we work with. Like we always prioritize the diet. Like first and foremost, like that's going to be the biggest piece of the puzzle, but following that, strength training, getting them into a good kind of consistent area there is key. And then after that is cardio. Like we do with them, to your point, to get some cardio in, just to, again, improve the overall cardiovascular side of things, and being able to, do steady state cardio on the treadmill, being able to, set step goals, even like are great ways to focus on that. But yeah, dude, the positive, I would say, benefits that one gets from strength training consistently and being able to like be, I would say, mindful with that, like not changing your workouts up, every single day or every single week, like actually following like a structured plan week after week after week and focusing on progressive overload. If someone does that correctly, like, dude, the benefits are just out of this world, especially when it comes to fat loss. And again, sustaining results, because the great thing with strength training is you build muscle, of course, when it comes to strength training. If your diet's in a good spot, you're eating enough calories, you're eating enough protein, and your strength training is where it needs to be, you're going to be in a great position to 100% preserve muscle, but if possible too, build some muscle. And the more muscle you have in your physique, the more calories that you burn throughout the day, which makes it easier for you to lose weight. It makes it easier for you to sustain those results long-term. So again, like when I was telling you earlier, like being able to get a client to the finish line, but in a way that they can sustain those results long-term, a big part of that is making sure, as we go throughout their process of working together, that their strength training is where it needs to be. Because again, if they're building quality muscle and they continue on with that strength training after the program, like, dude, they're going to be in such a great spot to not have to reach back out to me within a few months, be like, yo, man, I got to rejoin the team. Like they're able to continue on with that long-term because again, that lifestyle is built.
Exactly. I think people get the wrong mindset, like when they think like lifting weights, like, oh, it's going to make you heavier, but ultimately all it's doing is if you're obtaining muscle, you're going to be burning fat too. You know what I mean? That's the thing. People, I think a lot of times they get so obsessed with the number on the scale, is that it's like actually like, and you can look at yourself of just how your body, like when you can actually look at where your body composition has changed. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's a key thing, I think.
Yeah, no, 100%, dude. And like that's for like speaking for our clients too, like we do have them weigh in every single week, just because it is a helpful tool. I always tell them it's like a very small tool in the toolbox. But it is nice to see just where things are trending, right? Especially like when we're making diet adjustments for them, it is helpful to see like, all right, hey, we made this diet adjustment, following those weeks there, maybe the weight was ticking up, which kind of shows me that we're potentially still in a calorie surplus. If we start seeing the weight tick down, it shows me that we're in a calorie deficit, which is where we want to be when it comes to losing fat. But yeah, to your point, man, like I always like joke around with them, like the progress photos never lie. And that's so important because the scale can stay the same. It can go up, it can go down. And if you look at the progress photos and compare those like week over week over like 4 weeks and so forth, and you're seeing those changes with somebody that they're like midsection's getting tighter, like maybe their delts are starting to pop a little bit more. Like, dude, that right there is like what everyone wants to work for. And still, like Steve, like people will see those progress, like they'll see those results and they still get obsessed with the scale. And I'm like, dude, get your head out of the gutter. Like the scale doesn't matter. We're really tightening up and we're toning your physique right now. And like, that's what you want. That's what you signed up for. So yeah, man, the progress photos at the end of the day, they're everything. Very important to take.
Absolutely. We're always our harshest critics because like we see ourselves every single day. So it's harder for us, it's harder for us to notice those changes, right? It's like, but if somebody hasn't seen you in a week, 2 weeks, it's like, hey, they're like, whoa, or like a month, you know what I mean? It's like those people can, you know, they start to see it.
Yeah, no, and I always do. It's funny too when people's clothes start to fit differently, and like I always like say sorry to them because they're like, "Dude, I got to go buy like new pants. I got to go buy new t-shirts," and I'm like, "I'm so sorry," because I know stuff's not cheap anymore. But I'm like, it's still like it's exciting. Like it's exciting that you have to go kind of buy a new wardrobe because you've lost all this weight, you lost all this fat. But yeah, to your point too, man, like being able to see physically how your clothes are fitting. Are they getting looser? Your pants getting looser? Your belt, you going up a belt notch? Like all those things are great in regards to being able to use those as tools too for measuring progress.
Absolutely. To the strength training part of it, I actually had talked to an older gentleman it was like a year and a half ago, and he was going to my gym at the time. But they were it was crazy. He had lost a bunch of weight, but he was having a conversation when he was talking, and he was saying he used to kill himself doing cardio, trying to lose weight. Like while he was like, but he actually his diet was pretty on point. But he's like, I was always killing myself trying to do cardio. He's like, when I started to tweak my exercise routine, he's like, and I started to start strength training more. He's like, I started to see those results quicker. He's like, he didn't realize like everything about metabolism, how like, you continue to burn calories after. And he's like, he's like, now I'll get my steps. I'll do steady state cardio. He's like, I'm not killing myself doing cardio. He's like, but I also get to have that mix where I do that. And then I have a little bit of strength training in there. And he's like, hey, that was what worked for me to be able to drop a bunch of weight.
No, 100%, dude. Like I started out like a summer cut back in January, and like, dude, I'm just walking on the treadmill like 4 times a week for 20 minutes. Like that's it. That's all I'm doing. Yeah. Like I'll go to the gym 5 times a week, like hit it hard when it comes to strength training. But yeah, I'm just very low key right now, walking on the treadmill, no incline, speed at 3. I keep my hands off the machine, just put on a good YouTube video. And will that change? Maybe, once I hit a plateau and I have to crank that up, I might add some more time to it, or I might maybe go on an incline to make it a little bit more difficult, or maybe I'll go and throw in the Stairmaster. But it's just one of those things, man, like a really kind of steady state cardio session like that works wonders. And again, to your point too, like I set a step goal for myself. I shoot for 10,000 steps a day. And like, I have to get that done. It's like a non-negotiable, but that also is very helpful that I'm as active all day long. I'm just not sitting at my desk all day, not moving. Like all day long, I'm looking to get steps. Like I take my dog for a walk in the morning. I take my dog for a walk after lunch, like little things like that. Again, it's just very helpful when it comes to progress as well.
It adds up for sure. I like that's the thing with cardio is you could find ways like, you know what I mean? Find things that you like doing, you know what I mean? It's, I personally like, hitting the parks and stuff like that. So for me to get those steps is relatively easy for me because I actually like enjoy, being in nature and doing those things, even if it's just like a quick hour walk or, something like that.
Yeah, no, dude, it's awesome, man. It really is.
Yep. I had a buddy who lost weight just playing, like he tweaked his diet and was playing basketball like one summer and just lost a bunch of weight, just running up and down the court playing basketball. I'm like, you can implement it different ways. Some people like to box, you know what I mean? It's like, you can find ways to get your cardio in.
No, 100%, man. I was gonna say basketball is no joke, dude. I don't play much, but when I do get out there and play, I'm like, this sucks.
They're running up and down the court. I have some buddies who play, actually George too. He still does it. He does soccer. You know what I mean? Where you're running up and down a field, which is like soccer's crazy. Like the amount of conditioning those guys have to have.
Yeah, it's funny, man. It doesn't look because, like, again, being a college athlete, like I look back at my college career playing lacrosse. I'm like, how the heck did I do that for 4 years? Like running up and down the field like that, sprinting. I'm like, it's just so because I go back to the alumni games every now and then, and I'm like, this is the worst thing ever.
Exactly. And different types of work exercises can like humble you. My one buddy, he's like a huge he's been on here before. He's done like, what was it, the Moab 300 or 240, where you do 240 miles over like a span of 3 days. He's done like, he's a crazy distance runner. Like he'll just get up like one day and like he just did like a 12-hour 50-mile run or something crazy. Like, but his fiance, like she's big into CrossFit. So when she invited him to do CrossFit for the first time, he's like, I'm not gonna lie, I went in there a little cocky. He's like, you know what I mean? He's like, I can do this. I can do this running. He's like, I went in there. He's like, I got humbled real quick.
Yeah, dude, it's funny, man. Cause the same thing. Like my sister-in-law, she's real big into CrossFit. So maybe like once a year we'll get up and like do a session with her and like Steve, dude, it's insane. Cause again, I walk in there, I'm like the biggest guy in the gym, like in the room. So I'm like, all right, like this is great. And I know like I'm a lot stronger. I think I'm a lot stronger than these guys, but dude, it's mad impressive how much these guys can lift and just the endurance that they have.
Yeah.
Like dude, I was winded during the warm up. We did like those Sally up downs. They put that one song on. I was like, Sally up, Sally down. And like Bryce Harper used to walk out to it. I think he still does actually, but it was that song and you squat every single time they say Sally up, Sally down. Steve, I was winded, and that was the warm up.
It's a lot. It's just a combination of different things, like it's strength, endurance. Like it's a combo.
Yeah, man, it's funny, man. I was like, dude, the bodybuilder in me. I'm like, I gotta start running a little bit more, man. I'm like, this isn't good.
I know, man. I got to like a season where like I was just like strength training all the time, but I was definitely neglecting my cardio, and it's like you start to realize like you might just be doing something that just starts to wind you. You're like, whoa, I got to get back to at least getting some type of cardio.
Yeah, it was like pickleball last year, man. Like pickleball was blowing up, so I started playing some pickleball, and then next thing you know, I'm like just going shuffling on the court. I was like, geez, Louise.
Yeah, right.
Like, dude, I'm sweating like a dog over here, and I'm out of breath. Like after one game, I'm like, this isn't good, man.
Yeah. So, another thing is conditioning too. Sauna too. You know what I mean? That'll kind of prove you too. Like I remember that same season I was like only strength training, and then I went to sauna, and I'm like I used to be able to like go like a long time. I'm like I could go like half that time. I'm like, oh, I got to improve my conditioning.
Yeah. So wait, for that though, like were you out of breath in there, or were you just like sweating too much or got too hot?
I'd say I got too hot. You know,
okay.
like
that's one thing I don't do. Like I just don't like the Wolf Gym in Mullica Hill. They have a sauna, but other than that, I've never actually had access to a sauna.
Okay. So you never really have like
no, dude, I never like the gym down the shore I used to go to when I was high school and college, they had it, and like I would go in there like after my workout just as I thought it was a good thing for recovery. It was great, man. But yeah, I actually never thought about that as like a way to track progress and like more so like cardiovascular shape. So,
yeah. I know. That's the thing. I definitely wouldn't do it as a substitute. I know some people that will try to substitute it. They'll be like, I'll just go in the sauna. I'm like, I think it can be good for conditioning, but I wouldn't ultimately. I still think getting movement is important for sure.
Yeah,
making
totally,
sure you get that movement. Yeah, I mean, I'll go to like LA Fitness, but sometimes, when I go, the sauna is just so packed. I usually, I'll be honest, majority of the time I go to the gym, I don't go in the sauna. If I go like early in the morning, it's, a lot of people don't get up like extremely early to go. It'll be relatively empty, but like, if you go at like 5 o'clock or something like that, like good luck. Like,
yeah, dude,
it's just a bunch of people crammed into like a sauna.
Yeah, dude, I open the door because again, I never really had access to it before, and then I'll go to that gym because it's a little bit further away from where we live now. It's about like a 20 to 25-minute drive. So going there every single day, I'm like, it just doesn't make sense. So I'll go like twice a week, and I was so pumped up that they had it. I was like, oh, I'm going to start using this. But yeah, to your point, man, I walked in, and it was like 5 or 6, like this older gentleman, like butt naked, and I was like, okay, dude, I was like, is this what happens in here? I'm like, this is great. This is so interesting.
Yeah, I'll be honest, there's not usually like there's people in the locker room that be like, kind of butt naked in LA, but like not really in the sauna, which is good. But I do remember I went to a gym years ago. It's not here anymore. It's the Aquatic Fitness Center. It used to be on Grand Avenue, and it was a lot of older people in there. I remember one time me and my buddy were going to hop in the steam. They had a sauna, and then they had the wet heat too. They had the steam room.
Yep.
So we went in the steam room, and it was the same thing. It was just a bunch of people were like, yeah, let's
we're not gonna, like, we go in the middle of the day, which make all these people are like, again, they're retired, like they're 70, 80, potentially even 90-year-old like men, and like I was just cracking up because I was like just exploring the locker room. And I was like, oh, this is huge. This is sick. And then I'm like, oh, what is this? It's a freaking sauna because you can't see in that glass. So I opened up the door just to look in. I was like, oh, God. Dude, they're in there. The best part is, man, they were like, oh, what's going on? Like, they're all like, happy to, so welcoming. But I was like, is this going to be us when we're like 80 years old? I'm sure it is.
Yeah, they get to that age where it's just no shame anymore, man. Dude, it's just,
shame,
hey, they're just going to let it all hang out.
I was cracking up, man. I was like, this is it. This is it.
Yeah, man. I seen you had there was one thing you were doing recently. It was like a workout. It was like was it a chest workout? It was like a cool machine. I never ever seen it before. I think it was yeah, man. It was sick. What was that?
It was like just a standing machine chest press. Like I'm sure it has a fancy name to it, but yeah, Steve, they got honestly all the Wolf Fitness gyms. I know there's one in Northfield, but I don't know how far that is from you. I think that's a little bit further away. I think that's the only one that's in PA, but all the Wolf gyms are sick, dude. They got a lot of great equipment there, man. Like a lot of stuff that I have never seen, but also like I know Fusion. I never personally been to Fusion. I think he's got like 2 locations in like the PA, the Philadelphia area too. But his machines look awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, a couple of my buddies actually go there to Fusion where Tony's got his gyms, and yeah, they go to the one in the Northeast, and some of them, they say the only complaint they have is it gets really, really packed.
Yeah.
But the one I've never actually, my one buddy's been in there. I've passed it before, but I don't live up there. Fairless Hills, that one is like really
That's the
nice.
big one, right? Like that's the massive one.
That's the huge one where they got
Okay.
the octagon. They have an octagon in there, like a whole UFC like thing in there.
Yeah, dude, it's insane, man. And I think if I saw like an Instagram ad that he ran that I think he's building another one like close to that Power Build gym, which I don't know, the new Power Build, not in the King of Prussia. There's
Is
a
it
new,
is he I heard he was building something in South Philly. Is it South Philly?
it might I might be. I know
Yeah.
so Power Build used to be in Conchi, and then they were
Okay.
in King of Prussia, and then I think they were like in Warrington. Is that Warrington? Is that ringing a
Warrington,
bell?
yeah, it's like out towards Warminster, Warrington. Yeah,
Yes, so
not that way.
that's where they're building this new Fusion. And Steve, like it's like an Amazon warehouse. It's massive.
I,
Massive.
I will have to check it out, but I don't doubt it, man. It's just like I've seen like some like inside of what like the just from pictures and videos of what like the Fairless Hills one, like it looks crazy. They have a barber shop in there, man. They have a barber shop. They have a whole kitchen for like meal prep and everything. Like they call it Fusion Fresh. Crazy.
It's nuts, man. But dude, going back to like that machine, like it's just cool because again, like going back to like the Arnold days, right? Like I'm sure there's machines existed back then because there's definitely some old school machines that I've seen. Like I'm talking like old machines that pop up on like a Facebook marketplace, or like I'll just like just every now and then see when I'm like doing a guest pet at the gym that I'm like, oh, this is sick. Like this is so old, and we've definitely made like a newer version of this. So those machines might have been around back then. But again, I never had access to them. So like being able to go to a gym like Wolf and being able to do these different machines, I will say, man, like it hits the muscle differently. Like it really does. Because a lot of the times, dude, like I will be the first to say, like a lot of the machines, like it's not going to do any difference. And I personally think like being able to do like a dumbbell shoulder press is more, beneficial than doing like a machine shoulder press. Like I will, debate on that all the time in regards to there's some free weight movements. And some cable movements that I personally think are better for targeting a muscle group as compared to machines. But I will say, like, there's some leg machines now that I've done in the past that just because I can't barbell back squat anymore because like my back is shot, that being able to do these machines, like it lets me squat with that motion. And again, it takes a lot of pressure off my lower back, which is awesome. Same thing for that chest machine. I'm like, oh, dude, like I don't know if it's going to feel any good, but dude, like, the stretch that I got when I was able to come down and like being able to press up and like the handles come together so you squeeze and contract the chest. I was like, man, like this is impressive stuff, man. Impressive stuff.
It looked like a solid range of motion, man. That would really pique my interest. I was like, wow. Even on like for the longest, man, I would always barbell bench because like that's like the standard. Got a barbell bench.
Yeah.
I used to get like shoulder impingement though, man. I adapted, man. I switched back to and I probably haven't really barbell benched in like a year. I went to dumbbell bench press, man. You get more range of motion. It's not as restricted. I personally like it a lot better.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I switched to Smith and I'll never go back. Like I do Smith machine, incline press, Smith machine, flat press. Sorry. I personally like, if I have to pick between Smith machine and dumbbells, I like the Smith machine a little bit more because I can load it up heavier than dumbbells.
Yeah.
And it keeps you locked on that motion, which I really like. So I can kind of take it because barbell, man, like, there's a lot that goes into that movement if you actually really break it down, right? In regards to, again, you got to really balance that bar. There's a lot more that goes into it when it kind of keeps, everything in that kind of parallel range of motion. But being able to do on the Smith machine, where you just kind of take all the thinking out of it and you kind of set that bar up perfectly where you want it to come down on your chest.
Yeah,
like, dude, it's a great exercise. And again, to your point too, like I never have any shoulder pain anymore. It's just, going to put you in a really good spot to prevent injuries. And again, as we get older, that's important now. So yeah, it's great, man.
It's all about what you're looking to do and like as you're or what you're trying to work. A lot of people don't. That's why I always tell people too is like don't be intimidated or let other people tell you like, hey, this is the only way to do something, because a lot of times it's like ego based, right? A lot of people go, oh, you got to lift this way to do this. It's like there's certain even workouts that like I have some buddies that are they're big time like guys who can like lift heavy. Like me and my one buddy Rob, he's a big dude, but he even said he's like personally he's like, this is just personal. He's like, I stopped deadlifting because he's like, I was always getting like pain like in certain areas, and he's like, and I'm not competing, so it's like at the end of the day, like I can find other ways to work that whole section. It's a lot of muscles that get worked when you do them. I still deadlift, like I do like deadlifting, but I don't go like crazy with it, what I mean?
No, for sure.
I don't go extremely heavy. Some people do, some people like that, but I just Even my brother, like he would deadlift all the time and he didn't want to hurt himself. So now he still will squat, but he's like, I don't deadlift anymore, right now. It's just
Yeah.
like, if you're not competing.
It's hard, dude. And it's funny too, because I had to adapt to deadlifts too. Being able to do that hex bar instead of a barbell, that also takes a lot of pressure off the lower back. So it's funny, man. Like over the years, I'm like, again, just like everybody else, like you got to adapt, you got to learn, you got to figure out what works well for you. And again, like at the end of the day, man, when you look at a deadlift and a squat, it's the same motion, right? The squat, the bars on your back, and again, the biggest thing is you're coming up with that weight. Same thing with the deadlifts. So, you're starting at the bottom, but same thing, you're coming up with that weight.
Yeah.
So to me, like my coach always said this, he's like, just pick one. He's like, just pick one. If you have to do it, either barbell back squats, deadlifts, but he was like, you're going to get the same. And there might be some argument against this, I don't know, but he was like, you're going to get the same benefit out of that movement. So again, for right now, I don't deadlift much, but when I do, I always go to the hex bar. And again, it feels great, man. It doesn't have any pressure on my lower back, which is always nice. And just keeping me in the game, trying to get away from these injuries. So
Yep, exactly. And whenever you do these workouts, guys, this is the most critical thing is keep that form. I mean, keep that form. Don't ego lift, because that's literally how you get hurt. I've literally done it myself, man. Just trying to do something more than I really know I can handle, or trying to push something, and that's how you get hurt.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
You start to realize when when it's too heavy, when your form's starting to slip. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And dude, that's been big for me, man. Like, and honestly, like it's something I preach to clients more and more now is like, hey, I'd rather you focus on form. I'd rather you focus on tempo, really establishing a good mind muscle connection, because you're going to get more out of the workout doing those things as compared to trying to lift super heavy and, half repping it and sacrificing your form and potentially getting injured. And that's been a game changer for me, man, really slowing down the exercises. Like I've gone down in weight over the years, of course, like focusing on this, but again, like what I've been able to see my body do when it comes to like building and like maintaining muscle has been like incredible, really slowing things down. And I look funny in the gym, dude. There's a lot of movements and I'm like, I'll do a cable row and I'm like doing it like 1, 2, 3 and squeezing the crap out of it. And it's same thing, really slowly going in, because you'll see people just going like this, doing it, right? And like, don't get me wrong, you're still going to be hitting some of that muscle. But to me, man, like just being able to really slow it down. And again, like to your point too, Steve, like people will argue with this all the time in regards like, it doesn't matter how slow you go. And other people are like, no, it's science backed. It's, you got to go slow. You got to squeeze the muscle. But I always say it's whatever you like to do and what feels best. And for me, being able to really slow it down and really being able to feel that muscle engage the entire way, like that really has been, again, game changing, for me, at least over the past few years when it comes to training.
I agree with that. It's something I've started to learn too. It's like, I used to be so fast with my reps. I try to slow it down a lot more, keep that muscle under tension, a little bit more, try to build that mind muscle connection as well. And you get to kind of feel that full contraction.
Oh, for sure.
Great.
For sure.
Yeah, I used to. I'm not gonna lie. I used to always get like pain in my forearms, like doing curls and stuff like that. Realizing that like I was definitely lifted heavier than I probably should, because I would never feel it like as much in my bicep. I'd feel it more in my forearms, and I'm like, that's kind of like a sense like, all right, you're going too heavy here. You can't really get that full. You're not getting that full contraction. You're feeling it more, in your forearms. It's more your grip.
Oh, 100%, man. And it's funny, dude, because like just being on social media for all the years now, like I have so many videos back when I first started working out, like in 2012, like 2012 when I was in high school still. And again, seeing my form back then doing things, I was like, oh my gosh, man. But again, like that's how you learn, like I'm not mad about it. Like I had a lot of people over the years come up and like correct me on things, which I always appreciate. I was very hard headed back then. I was like, who's this guy, telling me this stuff? But it's funny now that I actually realize I should have listened to these people. But yeah, man, it's pretty funny to see just how crazy I was back then trying to do these things. And again, curling, I would have the easy bar with like 45-pound, plates on the end of it. And I was like, Steve, I would be like, just rocking chair trying to get this weight up. And I'm like, oh dude, it was quite the day back then.
Yeah. Hey man, I feel like majority of us have been there. You know what I mean? It's just,
100%.
The gym is a journey, man. It's just, fitness in general is a journey, but the gym is a journey. I don't think anybody's going to walk into a gym and just be a pro the moment they walk in.
Dude, 100%, man. There's so much growing that, is done in there, which is why it's a special place.
Exactly. And that's why, I know for a lot of people, it's like, it's almost like some people are like intimidated to go in gyms and stuff like that. It's like, I'll be honest, majority of the time people are, a lot of times I think a lot of people go to gyms and they think that probably everybody's going to look at them or look at them a certain way. I think a lot of the times, everybody's just kind of focused on what they're doing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, not everybody's like watching everything you're doing or, everything like that. But I would always, I like if somebody's like a really like a newbie to the gym, they're a beginner, they're really scared like where to start. I think trainers can be very, very helpful for people.
Oh, dude, 100%, man.
You out.
I always tell people go talk to them for sure. Just because, again, like they're gonna have your best. I would say most of them are going to have your best interest in mind. There's definitely been some trainers that I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. But dude, even with that, I would say like another evolution thing, Steve. And again, this might be. I don't know if this is your gym too. But like at the Giant Fitness that I go to, like, dude, people are bringing in like Zin pouches now. Like I see there's people vaping in the locker rooms. I'm like, dude, back in the day, like none of this stuff existed, and it just wasn't there. Like there was a kid in the gym the other day that he was benching, and again, I don't look at other people. To your point, I go in there and I focus on my stuff. But when I see like the little Zin pouch, next to the bench, and I'm like, is that what I think it is? I'll go in the locker room and it's like a cloud of smoke. Ever since like weed's been legal in New Jersey, dude, like I literally will go in the locker room. I'm getting like secondhand high walking in there anymore. I'm like,
it's like crazy.
Dude, it's a different time, man. But to your point, for those people, I do look a little bit because I'm like, is that what I think it is?
Yeah. It's like, whoa, yeah. I've seen the vaping in the locker room for sure because we have that here too.
Dude, but they're like ripping it in between sets, and I'm like, this is so funny because I'll be on the other side of the gym and I see like a puff of smoke going up, and they're not supposed to be doing that, which is just even more like funny that they'll be like real quick with it. But like you just see this cloud of smoke going up like the dumbbell section. I'm like, geez.
It's like, damn. Yeah, it's a completely different just a completely different landscape nowadays than what it was. You know what I mean?
For sure, man. For sure. It's just I'm like, dude, back in the day we had NO Explode, like C4, like the illegal, what is that? The Jack 3D formula that like it was like killing kids. And then now you got Zin pouches and vaping. So I'm like, what a different time, man.
Right. I think a lot of the stuff that I probably did pre-workout back in the day is just built my tolerance up like crazy now. Like now, like these energy drinks, it's like they hardly even like, if I feel like my tolerance is just
dude. It's so funny, man. Like I'll talk to younger kids now and I'm like, none of them know about like NO Explode. Like none of them know about Jack, like 3D. Like they don't know. And I'm like, man, what a time to be alive. Like back then was prime time, man. You got all these like these supplements that none of them were like studied by the FDA. Like you don't even know what ingredients were in them, and you're just pounding them back, dude. Not a care in the world. I was like, those were the times, man.
Yeah, man, definitely was. I remember like where I like kind of first started working out was like, well, I used to work out in high school in my high school gym, but then after high school I was working out at like Retro Fitness back when Retro Fitnesses were like all over the place. Now they're like not, and like I remember towards the end there people were just like literally like selling like steroids in the locker rooms. I was like, oh gee. It's gotten to like this point. I was like, and eventually that location like wound up closing, but it was just like I was there till like the one day we walk up to the door and the it was the one in the Northeast. It was the one at the Boulevard, like Boulevard. Remember we walk up the one day and like people are just standing outside. There's like a sign on the door that they're closed. Like they didn't tell anybody.
Dude, that's so funny, man. That was at Tillis and Belmar too. Like we would walk in the locker and there'd be like needles, like open needles there, and I'm like, oh, dude, what the heck, man?
Yeah, the guy who actually runs, because I think Ian was running it for a little bit, the one in Belmar, like once he eventually took over. But I think Chris owned it first. Chris Lambert, he's a cool dude. I'm sure you've met Chris. Chris, great guy.
Wait, he's a goofball, man. Great guy, but dude, he is a goofball, and I say that in a nice way. Like he's a really good guy, but he is just a goofy dude.
He is. He's very goofy.
He's a goofy dude.
I've been to Attilis, Egg Harbor. Been to Attilis, Wildwood, of course, the Mecca, and then they used to have one in Avalon down there too. They closed a while back, and then I've also been to the one in Galloway too.
Yeah, he's got some great gyms, man. And again, Tillis was an awesome gym, but it was just you would go in the locker room and there would just be like little needles all around the place. I'm like, oh, dude, this isn't good.
yeah, definitely not.
This is not good, man. But hey, dude, that's the type of gym it was, dude. It was a big bodybuilding gym, so people had to do their business. So
yep. I do like the Hard Knocks feel of Attilis. I will say that it's like the old school like type of bodybuilding gym, which is cool. It takes away from like the corporate stuff,
Dude, it was a great spot, man. It's just so crowded now anymore. Like it's just a parking lot in there. It's not fun working out in anymore just with how crowded it is.
No, yeah, I can imagine. They said that's how the Fusion at Grant gets now. The one in the Northeast, it just gets so packed. Yeah, it's but hey, man. I love to see it, man. Like I said, the gym that you're going to over in Mullica Hill, that looks cool. That like a lot of cool equipment over there.
Yeah, dude, they're doing an open house, I think Saturday, April 19th. So if you're free, any of the listeners are free, feel free to stop by. There's going to be a DJ, free access to the gym pretty much all day long. There's like a food truck coming that's going to be handing out free food all day. So yeah, dude, if you're free, feel free to swing by. We'll be there. We're going to have a table. So we're going to be giving away some cool prizes, just kind of meeting people, giving away some apparel, all that good stuff.
Awesome. So Saturday, April 19th. Okay, cool. Definitely keep that in mind. So I know we're at 7:54 here. I know you got a client at 8, so I don't want to hold you up too long. I want to be able to give you a little bit of time.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, we got a West Coaster, dude. I gotta balance out with the time difference here sometimes with these late night calls.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So guys, if you're if I don't know if you have any slots open, but guys, if you have, or just in general, if you have any questions about any nutrition, definitely reach out to Matt. You know what I mean? You can find him on Instagram. Your handle's Matt Lee Fit, right?
Matt Lee Fit, yep. MATTLEEFIT.
Yep. And then and then you're on Facebook a little bit too, right? You can just find you Matt Lee on Facebook.
Yep. Just Matt Lee. You'll see a picture of just a blonde dude flexing with a cutoff, and that's me.
Yeah, guys, definitely check him out. I know a lot of people that have worked with him, great results. You know what I mean? Matt's a great guy. So definitely check him out for sure. His Make Waves brand, a lot of cool stuff going on over there.
Awesome, bro. I appreciate the time as always, Steve. Seriously, thank you so much.
Absolutely, brother. I appreciate your time too, man. We'll definitely talk outside of here, man, and we'll catch up.
Yeah, dude, absolutely, man.
All right, brother. Have a good night, man. Thank you again.
Thanks, guys. Talk soon.
Later.